On today's expose, the episode's named after her, Danger. So Danger first appeared in Astonishing X-Men Volume 3, Number 9, written by Joss Whedon and John Cassidy. Danger's full name is Danger Room, and she is a construct after being built over and over again. The Danger Room gained sentience through Shi'ar technology, and just like we see in this episode, decided she didn't like the X-Men too much. She wanted to kill them. But something that's fun and interesting to me is she was programmed not to be able to directly harm any X-Men. So the only way she got to eventually kill one of them, Wing, is she convinced him to kill himself. So we'll get into that and how this plays into this episode. And if you do want to hear more about Danger, go ahead and check out Two Mutant to Handle, which we wrote and did voices in, where she is the host of a dating show for the X-Men.
Oh, Danger.
I'd probably also want to kill the X-Men if I were Charles Xavier's therapist, so I can't really blame her.
True. Very true.
Facts. All the facts.
Yep.
No place to hide, no place to run, no place to run. The mutant age has now begun.
Solving for
Welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name is Sean. I'm your ultimate excavationist, and I'm sweaty because it's hot in here. They.
I'm something of a dangerous fan myself. Kevin. He, him.
And I'm your astonishing X-Men stan, Ryan. He, him.
And we are so excited to have this week's guest. We have Salem and Kai with us here today, the Ghost of Salem and barbaricteatime. How are both of you today?
Pretty good, yeah.
Watched X-Men all morning, so it's always a good morning when you're just watching X-Men.
No, exactly. Definitely. Very, very Saturday morning cartoons, even though it's Wednesday.
Also, one of the comics I ordered came in this morning, so I was pretty excited about that.
Ooh.
Classic X-Men 44.
Love it.
The funeral of Jean Grey, very sad. But good.
You would love our other Kevin, because he is such a Cyclops fan. Like, the two of you would just gush over Cyclops the whole time.
Yeah, he's my favorite, for sure.
Yeah, it's true. You've got your Cyclops shirt.
Yeah.
With
he was right.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
I think the further we get away from Avengers versus X-Men, the more that remains true.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
We also have our...
And Jeff. I love Jeff.
Jeff's the best. I love all those comics on the Ultimate app that they have. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Fun reads. Easy reads, too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no words.
I love pictures. Oh my god, picture book. Yay!
Yes. Very Tom and Jerry of them. I like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we first met at the West Hollywood Pride Parade. I know, Salem, you were dressed as Astonishing X-Men Cyclops. Oh no, Kai, I forgot which outfit it was. Gwenpool, right?
Yes.
Okay, I love your Gwenpool.
I was in my second Gwenpool suit because I made it.
Yes.
I remade it for that event.
Yep. And we all talked about how much we love Quentin Quire, and that's why we're here today, for our love of Quentin Quire.
And he's in here. He's in this episode.
I didn't expect him. I didn't expect them to let him be mouthy. I didn't expect he was going to get any talking. So when he started talking, I was like, yes.
I liked how well written he was.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then Ryan, I'm sorry, you were saying something.
I was just going to say that your shirt, that was actually my phone background for like maybe 5 years. Cyclops was right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was also a little bit where it was Beast was wrong, too. Yeah.
Oh.
Beast is... I feel so bad. I think it's because I grew up on the 90s animated series that I like had a deep love for Beast in my heart. And then I read the comics and I was like, what did they do? Why is he a fascist weirdo now? Oh, God.
Yeah. It's a real 180. It's like, is this Dark Beast? Yeah. Is this Dark Beast story? Yeah.
I'm praying that they don't. I don't know. We're getting into the 2000s now in the show, so I'm scared. I'm very scared for Beast.
Yep. It's
Well,
gonna go wrong quick.
Yeah, I can't wait for like one episode. He's just gonna show up as the cat, like because that's what
Yeah.
happened in the comics. Like he literally
Yep.
just showed up as like Cat Beast instead of Beast, and you're like, oh, they're doing this. Okay,
Yeah, he's
all
the
right.
cat guy now. He's one of the missing
Yep.
Thundercats, I guess.
I thought that was
Yeah.
going to happen actually this episode. I thought he was going to turn into that when they had the final scene, but
Yeah, it looked like it.
Oh, that would have been cool because it was kind of a little flash forward. Yeah.
All right. And then, did the two of you want to tell our listeners about Hella Comics?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we work at a comic book store downtown on Olive Street called Hella Comics. It's also a horror themed escape room. We don't get any new comics, so unfortunately, you can't come in and get your absolute Batmans or your I know Cyclops just got his own series too. We don't have any of that, but we do have again stuff like this. I don't know where they are right now, but I actually managed to find at my work, and I did already buy them for myself. But we do have a couple similar ones. The first run of what is it? Claremont's run. So the first issues of that.
Where they all
And
go
I have like a
together.
giant poster of X-Men #2 of Magneto choking out Professor X, which is pretty gay. That one's pretty awesome. And that was also there. So we have a bunch of weird vintage X-Men stuff. So please come check us out.
Yeah, it's all gonna be older stuff and back issues, but it's a really cool archival collection that like one guy is selling off through us. And then we have escape rooms in the back if you like escape
If you want to get
rooms.
scared.
Yeah.
they're all horror escape rooms? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
zombie themed. So zombies in the back, but comics in the front, and that's the part that we like. So
So when you told me about Hella Comics, you did not say anything about horror escape rooms. I was already gonna like surprise you guys one day and go, but now I'm definitely gonna go. Like
Yeah,
my nipples
please.
are fully hard right now.
Okay. Perfect. It'll probably be hard in the building too. It's really cold in there.
that is true.
No, Sean's are just hard all the time. Yeah.
Right.
That's his mutant ability.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
We're-
we've got a little bit of news to get into. Sinister
Oh,
Gossip
wait.
Session. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I kind of did a deep dive on your guys' Instagram. Your guys' cosplay is absolutely amazing. Honestly, you do Cyclops and Wolverine so well, and your Squirrel Girl. Oh my God, that was I literally showed it to the boys today. I like took a picture of it and sent it. I'm like, this is amazing. Like I did like a gay squeal like when I saw it. It's so good. So you guys, thanks for what you're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing, and it's amazing. I saw that you guys do a little Stranger Things, a few characters from there, as well as
If you move,
Oh,
you
go
can
ahead.
see. That's my guitar for Eddie back there.
Nice.
Oh,
Ah!
yes.
And
That's-
his like
yeah.
shelf of all the Eddie
stuff.
action figures that
It's
they've ever
everything
made.
He's Eddie Munson. I like Stranger Things, but I'm a Eddie Munson fan first and a Stranger Things fan second. So
Fair.
excellent.
But I have more plans for that kind of stuff. I actually just ordered my James Marsden Cyclops suit from Doomsday. That movie's coming out.
Yeah.
And you know what? James Marsden, he looks great. So
Yeah.
you got
He
that.
looks amazing. Yeah.
The suit looks great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And so does he.
This comes out.
Yeah.
This comes out on the Friday right before Comic-Con weekend, but we have this
Mm.
running theory that some people think we're crazy, some people think we're awesome. Ryan thought this up. We think that Sadie Sink is playing Rachel Gray, the daughter of James Marsden and Famke Janssen.
Oh.
And
I can
she's
see
from a
that.
separate universe that now will be trapped, the Fox universe, but now she'll be trapped in the MCU universe because the Fox universe no longer will exist as we see it in the trailer where the I'm sorry, what is it called? An incursion is happening in their
Incursion,
universe
yeah.
and destroying it. Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting. I think it'd be cool too. Man, I'm wondering if at any point I really kind of just they're already so messy and it's already so hard to like it's so funny the moment that the like X-Men and their terrible live action timeline got involved with the MCU, the same thing just immediately happened to the MCU for some reason. It's like some kind of techno-organic virus just spread to them. And I'm hoping that at some point they reveal that Thanos, who is played by Josh Brolin, is actually also Cable, and is also James Marsden's son. And then we can just be like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, sure, why not?
Well, and then he would be, with their theory, brothers with Sadie Sink.
Brothers with Sadie Sink, exactly. Josh Brolin and Sadie Sink are brother and sister.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, they have the same chin line, jawline. Yeah. No,
Exactly.
no,
Wow.
They all get it from
I'm
James
joking.
Marsden.
All right, let's get into some sinister gossip sesh of Doom.
Sinister.
Sesh of So it was reported actually today that director Destin Daniel Critton of Spider-Man Brand New Day, he said they were going to actually jam-pack a bunch of old-style villains into Brand New Day, kind of like Fantastic Four did, all at the beginning, but they cut a lot of them and are holding them for later movies. Who would you have all like to have seen?
Who are we not already seeing though? This trailer has 42
Yeah,
characters in it.
Right.
Who else could you
I don't know.
put
Fuck
in
it. Give us Speedball, Speed Demon. What's his name? Yeah, give us Speedball's a X-Men character. Give us Speed Demon. That guy. Knock off
Speed
Flash.
Demon?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I'm even thinking about it, there's just so many. Does that include they're cutting ones that they already confirmed are going to be in the movie? Or
I
are
hope
we
not.
going out of...
That'd be really funny. They're like, Scorpion's not in the movie anymore. We're saving him for a later one.
That poor guy. He's waited so long.
I
Might
know.
just let him be in this movie. Yeah, he's been so patient.
Yeah, the ones that are in the
Spider-Man,
preview
right?
are staying. The ones that came to mind for me were like Chameleon and Lizard. I wonder if we would have gotten them.
That would have been cool. I think we already
I-
did Lizard technically though, because of the like Andrew Garfield version of Lizard showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lizard's Clark Connors has been in like every one of them somehow, right? Even if it's just as a scientist name, I feel like he's
That's
shown
true.
up somehow in all the versions.
Yeah, he was
I
the
don't
scientist that Toby went to talk about instead of talking to Reed Richards like he does in the comics about the symbiote, he goes and talks to Professor Connors, which I think was Sam Raimi's way of setting up Lizard as a villain for Spider-Man 4 that never got made. So
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you guys heard, but actually the Lizard was supposed to be in this movie, but he was actually supposed to be the character, and so was Kirk Connors. But they replaced him with the Hulk and Bruce Banner. It was literally supposed to be the exact same storyline, but the Lizard was going to lizard out and throw him out the building.
dang, we could have had Spider-Man characters in the Spider-Man movie.
No,
That would have been
No,
that'd been cool.
No.
they have to have their
You're
own
talking
solo
crazy.
spin-off movies. That's all.
Well, speaking of movies, we got the Doomsday trailer finally. How are we feeling about that? What are we most excited for?
Well, according to Kevin, my prosthetic leg had goosebumps. So,
I wasn't the one who cut my leg off because I was so excited watching it.
I texted the boys like something along the lines being like, this trailer was so awesome, it gave me goosebumps, and then I sent it to them. But for some reason, Predictive Checks sent like no leg instead of something reason, and I was like, and Kevin responded, he's like, I wish you didn't correct it because I thought that you had a prosthetic now.
That is pretty good.
I'm excited to see the X-Men again.
Yeah.
Those are the movies I grew up on for sure. Like I remember watching all those in the theater with my parents and with my brother, and that's a large part of where it was that, and then like watching the 90s animated series on VHS with my parents that really instilled in me a love for the X-Men. Which it's so funny because again, Cyclops is my favorite character. I don't know how I, as a child, watched those X-Men movies and went, "Yes, Cyclops is my favorite," but I did, and I'm excited to see hopefully him actually be done to some degree the justice that he deserves. Obviously, 97's already done an incredible job servicing Cyclops fans, but I'm hoping that they're realizing he is a character that sells and that they can put him in the movies and people will like it.
I know why
Yeah.
I watched those movies as a child and liked James Marsden the best, and it's because he was in Hairspray.
Oh,
That's why I liked Cyclops in those movies.
It's the guy from
That's a great
Hairspray.
movie.
He has
That's
he has laser eyes now.
Oh no!
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, what out of the X-Men stuff you saw? What was your favorite part of it? What got you the most hyped out of any of those scenes?
the guy from Hairspray shooting lasers at
Yeah,
his eye while
I-
screaming in the sky. I don't know.
It's not
Ultra
Gambit.
clutch.
Not Gambit.
Dude,
I'm a little
nipples.
upset that they can't just they can do the CGI eyes on like everyone else. It's like I feel like his eyes are so integral to his design. As a huge fan of Gambit, that I'm like, can you just fucking CGI his eyes or put contacts on him, please, please? Everything else is fine. The costume is perfect. His abilities, his powers, they look great. Why does he have normal human being eyes? Because now his backstory is completely ruined. His parents never would have abandoned him. He never would have been kidnapped out of that hospital. Like, it'd be like if Nightcrawler wasn't blue. It's sometimes the physical mutation is kind of the most important part because you can't hide it. It's an immutable characteristic.
Did they
But
fix
whatever, they
Gambit's
love that.
headgear? Did his headgear fit him better in this video in this
Yes.
movie?
Yeah.
It looks
It
like they
looked like
changed
it.
it big time.
He looked
Yeah.
more like an actual superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they 3D printed it differently because sometimes they use a more flexible like plastic for those face shells, and it does make them look a little like it conforms to their
Yeah.
face a little better. And I feel like they got a more flexible one, whereas I feel like the one in Wolverine and Deadpool was really hard on his face, which was just
Yep.
very. It in some shots it was just not super flattering, which I think
No,
they
it-
fixed in this one for sure.
Yeah, it looked like he was shoved into that one in Wolverine Deadpool, and you're like, oh my god, it looks painful just watching you being like
Yeah.
shoved into that.
Yeah, I think they had like a flexible kind of plastic around here this time, which is probably way better. It just definitely needed a rework.
I do love that James Marsden was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not wearing the stupid head condom. I'll wear the rest of the costume, but you can't make me put on the stupid head condom. And Channing Tatum's like, I guess I'll be the only one then. All right. Thought we were in this together, but whatever.
If I had beautiful hair like Marsden, I wouldn't cover it up either.
No, yeah.
Accurate.
He is the guy from Hairspray.
His hair needed to be out. No, but I agree. I think that honestly, though, if I had seen how many times they fucked up a head condom in live action, I can't even blame him. I would have trust issues too.
Corny Collins. That was his character in Hairspray.
That was his
Yeah.
name.
Mm-hmm. It's a Courtney Collins show.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they had shown
So,
us Nightcrawler.
speaking of corny, how did we feel about Mystique's makeup? There's been a lot of buzz about her hair and makeup.
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't
liked it.
either.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
Are we supposed to not like it? Because I thought it was cool.
I thought it looked
I
fine.
thought it
I think
was-
it looked
I
more
like
identical
it.
to the first
I
time they
think
did
it's
it.
more comic accurate than what we had before, where it was when Jamie Lee Curtis in what was that movie? True Lies, where she like transformed herself into a slut, and she basically just put her hair, like wet her hair and put everything back, cut her skirt up. You know, that's
Yeah.
what the original Mystique hair looked like, basically.
She has the
I
actual
think this-
costume now. She's not running around naked. That's good.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you even close up on that little metal
The
thing,
skull.
it's a little skull. So it's like
Oh.
very, very comic accurate.
Yeah.
I saw something, and it was less to do with the makeup itself and actually her like transformation into Yelena, because somebody put side by side. I want to say her transforming in one of those earlier ones into like a general or something. I'm blanking on who specifically,
Stryker.
but like yeah.
Mhm.
So it was. A lot of people were saying it's less the face that they didn't like, it was the effect, where the old one, it does look like scales flipping over. This one, it almost looks like the nanotech, where it just, she
Yeah.
kind of like, where instead of like her skin switching, which I hadn't really noticed when we watched it on the TV, but when I was like watching it up close on my phone, I noticed. I don't know if I'm going to notice it on a big screen, I guess is the biggest
True.
thing
Yeah.
that I was thinking.
Mhm.
I'm curious to see
Okay.
how similar it is to the old movies.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they brought her back. I like Rebecca Romaine more than J-Lo. I did J-Lo.
agree.
Right? Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
care for Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique.
No. They totally changed the
agree.
character up.
Yeah. They tried to make her kind of the main X-Man next to Wolverine, and I thought that was strange because she's not even really an X-Man. So
Yeah.
Far from.
How do we
Yeah.
feel about her costume being very Star Wars?
it does. She does look like Grand Admiral Thrawn.
She
Yeah.
does. You're right.
He does.
That's his
I
wife.
just feel like the
yeah.
material was an interesting choice. It's not even like the paneling or the not showing her shoulders and stuff. It's
Yeah.
why is it so thick? But the makeup itself I think is fine. Her hair is fine. I do think the costume is an interesting choice, but I feel like it's going to be because of stunts.
I also hope
Yeah,
they're lying
that's
to
true.
us, because I'm gonna be really sad if all the X-Men come back in these accurate costumes and we don't get to see Famke Janssen back as Phoenix in some kind of Jean Grey outfit, and we don't get to see, oh good lord, I'm blanking on her
Halle?
name. Storm, yeah, Halle Berry. I would love to have her come back as Storm in a more accurate Storm outfit, but it's fine, I guess.
Well, that's
We
the
got all the
question,
blue
though,
ones.
right? How many cameos can you fit into a movie is the question here. Like, how many people will speak versus how many people will be dying off screen? How many
Yeah.
people will be seen for 2 seconds? Like, did they waste all their money on Robert Downey Jr. and there's nothing left? I don't know. Hey,
We'll see.
he gets credit though for like finally acting. They paid him enough money; he's finally starting to act. So I
was really
that.
worried that he was gonna like roll onto the set of Doomsday and just be like, "All right, guys, it's dooming time."
Yep.
Peter
That's what I
Parker,
thought.
I hate you 3000. That would have pissed me off, man. He's just Robert Downey Jr. again. At least he has he kind of sounds like, if you guys watch What We Do in the Shadows, to me, he kind of sounds like Nandor the Relentless.
I've seen people say
Yes.
that.
I am Doom.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. That's fine. I
That's
just like him
fine.
speaking slower. Like him speaking
Yeah.
slower is a big
You
change,
can hear
and
what
that's
he's saying.
great.
Clearly, you don't own an air fryer. Jarvis, clip that.
You're just making him Nosferatu now.
Yeah.
He is. He's Nosferatu in a green cape. It's awesome.
Yep. All right, let's jump over to our previously on question from last week real quick, and then we'll get started. Who would you want to see in brood form? Lady Deathstrike, Morph, Sabretooth, or Maverick? What are your thoughts? Who would you like to see in brood form?
I think that the scariest one is Morph, because at that point, that's a xenomorph. That's straight up just, you could transform into any of the other, at least physically, you could transform into any other superhero, any other physical threat. And then if all of the brood are able to eventually copy that ability from Morph, it's over. It's over. Really, any of the shapeshifters get that. You get Mystique or any of those characters mixing with a brood, and it's a bad time. It's a bad time.
Well, also if you're picking them, you're picking every single other one on the list.
Yeah.
It's you quite literally
Morph can turn
unintentionally
into
pick every one of them.
Morph is kind of the D, all of the above.
Yeah.
That's the scariest one.
That's what we said. And actually, so our listeners, they tied Lady Deathstrike and Maverick for last with 18% each. With 29%, they said Sabretooth, 35% Morph. So Morph is the winner.
I don't know who wanted to
Listen,
see Maverick.
I'm just saying, Sabretooth would suck. Like, if you were fighting Sabretooth, that would suck.
Yeah,
so
that
I
would suck.
understand. That would be the second option.
We also already saw cooler Sabretooth, though, which was Wolverine.
Yep.
Yep.
Cooler Sabretooth. All right, let's get into our episode. So this is Danger.exe. This aired today, July 22nd, 2026. Written by Bo DeMeo, Mariah Wilson, and Bailey Moore. Directed by Emmett Yonemura. In the opening, we actually had a Val Cooper do previously on. The cards we saw were Cyclops, Jean, Storm, Wolverine, Morph, Rogue, Beast, Nightcrawler, Bishop, Forge, Professor X. This felt like a lot of cards. We got like almost everybody.
Yeah.
The two new scenes we got were Xavier puts on Cerebro, which is real quick. He's just like, and then we get the Tri-Sentinel going like, and then that was it for the new stuff.
They fixed
For those
Wolverine's
of you
glove as
just
well.
if you're
He has
just
his metal
listening to
claws back now.
this, you have to watch Sean's basically recreation of this. So please
I
go
was just gonna
immediately to
say-
YouTube and watch this on YouTube if you've not been watching it.
Thank you. I was going to ask for it one more time, because that was something. Yeah.
It's okay when Kevin says it, but Ryan, you're kicked off the podcast.
That's correct. That is correct.
It happens every pod, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
All right, let's go to scene 1. So Professor X relives his scene in the Egyptian desert. Apocalypse kills Nito once more. He tells the Danger Room to reset and play the memory again. The Danger Room studies Charles as he relives his trauma porn over and over again. In one of the memories, Apocalypse slams his foot down on Xavier's head rather than stepping over it. Xavier calls for the Danger Room to abort. He asks the room why its safety protocols were not in play. The room tells him the parameters of the simulation changed and she adapted. Bitch. Xavier begs to feel Nito's presence one last time. How did we feel about this opening scene?
It was so gay. I loved it. They are not beating any of the allegations. Dude, they're so gay. It's crazy. Him holding on to the helmet and just staring at it and just being like, I just wish I could feel you one last time, Magnus. I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, no, they're just old friends from college. Yeah, sure. You're not fooling anybody.
See, and what they're not showing us when he's holding the helmet on his lap, his dick is out. His dick is full on in the helmet.
Well, we're gonna get to it even more later, but yeah, the whole episode did just kind of feel like the custody battle of two divorced gay dads. Very Interview with the Vampire.
I miss your father, so you should miss your father too.
Yeah.
Let me live vicariously through you and your abilities. Reminds me of my husband.
Magnus.
He's so messy.
You know what? That's okay.
But yeah, also while that was happening, she kind of reminded me of Hal from Space Odyssey. The one little singular eye going in and out, and like I don't know, that zooming in and out like I don't know what that was. But you know what I mean. She was freaking me out. Kind of scary. Shut up. It's like a telescope.
Love it.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's the angle.
I know.
All right, Kai, go ahead and take us to scene 2.
Alrighty, so in scene 2, Polaris flies through the night sky. She comes to the ship carrying Reverend Stryker and a group of purifiers. They are delivering weapons. Polaris shows up and demands for the purifiers to surrender the cargo and stand down. The purifiers open fire on her, and she easily dispatches the ship. And its inhabitants with her powers of magnet. Val is not happy with Polaris's actions and demands that she stands down.
Oh my god, this was so awesome. I mean, it gets even better, but just seeing her, that green light fly through the sky, and I don't know what it is about this voice actress, but her voice is just so perfect. I don't know, is something changing within me? Apparently not, because I'm still quoting theater. But yeah, no, but she has such an attractive voice, though. It's so perfect for her.
It's magnetic.
Exactly. I see what you did there, sir. Yeah.
I love a commitment to a color scheme. I love green. I love her green lipstick that she's buying with Dio from JoJo's. You know, I love a character when it's very obvious that they were designed.
Yeah.
And that I think her voice really matched how put together her whole design is, which I think really added a layer.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Thought it was interesting
how
to see
cool
the purifiers.
True.
Yes.
And we saw the actual Stryker.
The executioner again. He's just always there. He's like, dude, if there's a racist hate group out there, I'm joining it. And I'm like, dude, first it was the Friends of Humanity, then you tried to do this executioner thing on your own. You keep getting your ass handed to you by mutants, and you're like, that didn't work. Let me sign up for the purifiers. Maybe that'll work. What is wrong with this guy? What is so mentally unwell with him that he's like, this is my hobby?
You're Titanic floating in the water, and you're still yelling and shooting at this woman who is a god
who controls metal,
which is nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. They never learn.
No,
that's the power of hate.
Today's episode has 3 interesting double cast voice actors.
Oh.
And this is the first one appears here. So who's the voice of William Stryker? Did you know?
Is it
Uh-uh.
Morph?
It is Morph.
Okay.
JP
Oh.
Carliak doing
I
both
thought it was.
voices.
Wow.
That's
Good
number
for
one.
him.
We'll have two more later.
Okay, I'm
I
excited.
know one. I know more.
No spoilers. No spoilers yet.
Yeah, does anybody else have anything to say about that scene? Or are we good to move on to scene 3?
I think we're good.
So in scene 3, Polaris follows orders and starts to leave with the cargo ship flying in front of her. The purifiers open fire on her, setting off our green-haired vixen. She attacks the purifiers and is about to kill them when Havoc interjects and blasts the ship into the ocean. And the purifiers are saved. Yay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the rest of you noticed, we finally heard Wolfsbane's voice, but it was off screen. Like, she said something. So I'm starting to think that we have a Mitch McConnell situation here. I think she's a brought dead body and they're just playing, like, voices from her.
Okay,
You
so
just got
part
a,
of your
like, tape recorder.
theory, the theory's kind of maybe based in truth because that is number 2 of our double cast voice actors. So who was the voice of Wolfsbane today, you may ask? Do you?
I know.
Okay, you can tell us.
No. You know it's yours. It's yours.
Wait, well, you guys got to guess. Do you know? It's somebody's already in the
If I was
cast.
to guess, I'm trying to.
I can't even.
I don't know.
I
don't even
got-
remember her
again,
talking. So
It was so quick.
It was also
I'll
a
go
thing where I
Polaris.
caught up with it, and John Delancey in the 2 Apocalypse episodes was so jarring. I really haven't noticed anybody else.
I think it was. Arya Stark from Game of Thrones.
Almost, but it was not. No, she was busy, probably still crying about the movie not doing well. So
Aw.
instead, it was our own Jean Grey, Jennifer Hale,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
who's not
get it,
Scottish
Jennifer?
at all.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put that together.
It was funny when we were watching episode 2 of this season, and Wolfsbane shows up, and Kai was like, "Who the fuck is that? What is that thing?" And I was like, "Okay, you remember that really shitty New Mutants movie I made you watch? You remember the Irish chick with the Catholic guilt? That's actually the same character." And she was like, "She didn't have like the." I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why they made her a werewolf from Twilight in the movies. I don't know why she just turned into an actual literal wolf." But
Running around in
same
circles.
character. It's the same character.
Yep.
Always
So
chasing
that
her
was fun.
tail.
Yeah.
I
Did
did put
we-
that together.
How did we
Okay.
feel about X Factor's literally just painted red Blackbird?
It's
Yeah,
funny.
that was lame of them. That was really lame. I feel like the X-Men should sue.
They should.
They
sue.
should.
I think because isn't it Forge who originally led X Factor? I think he should.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, well, isn't Forge the one that made the Blackbird? And so if he was with X-Force, he probably made them a Redbird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a Cardinal.
And then like all the
Red
toy,
Wing.
the toy companies are like, that's great. I could just like redeco this. So
Yes.
There you go.
Hasbro is money signs in their eyes.
They are
Money
excited for this
signs.
one.
that is exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So then Havoc chastises Lorna for nearly killing the purifiers. Back at base, Cooper tisks Polaris for her temper. She shows Lorna the news using Polaris's temper tantrum as more fuel to hating mutants. Cooper warns Polaris of becoming more like Daddy Nito. Lorna refuses to apologize and work with X Factor. She is dismissed from X Factor permanently.
Permanently.
I think the only person who calls him Daddy Nito is Charles.
Yeah.
Because you're
He
right,
doesn't talk to
Polaris
any of his
sure won't.
kids.
She's
No,
like, I'm
she
sorry,
will
that
not.
name is saved for someone else. I can't call him that. Yeah.
She basically does the Kiki Palmer, like, I'm sorry to this man. I don't know him, Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Quicksilver is so desperate for his love, he would call him Daddy Nito.
I think that Magneto would tell him no, though, like immediately. He'd be like, "Never call me that again."
Yeah, only Charles
Actually, better yet, don't talk to me.
I feel
Where's
like
your sister?
maybe
the
Bova
other
would
way.
also call him Daddy Nito. That's the other person I think would.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair.
Later
I
in
don't
the
like
locker. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't like Cooper. I don't like
No.
her. She's not a mutant. I don't like that she's wearing the whole getup. I don't like that she's like, oh, I'm one of the X Factor. Every time I see her in that little outfit, it makes me upset.
And it should.
She's LARPing. She's LARPing as a
She
member of
is
the X
LARPing. That is right. She is LARPing. She went to
I
the
hate
company
mutants, but I'm
store.
gonna wear their costume. That's cultural appropriation. You don't deserve to wear that X.
Maybe she's actually Mystique all along. Maybe it's still Mystique pretending to be
People
Val
still
Cooper.
think that.
That would be a
yeah.
crazy twist. That'd be kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm. It would fit too.
Yeah. Damn. Maybe.
Later in the locker room, Havoc does the one thing that he's useful for. He shows up without a shirt on. Him and Lorna talk. Kind of seems like the end of Havoc and Polaris. She tells him she's going back to the X Mansion.
Okay, you guys. I noticed something crazy right here. So behind Havoc and Polaris, as they're talking, there's the lockers, right? And it's numbered from 74 on. So if you think about the continuity of Havoc and Polaris, this is when in 1974 they leave the X-Men and they actually become like a relationship. They actually like start dating and like leave to go be together. So as I'm watching this, I'm like, is this purposefully like a timeline that's showing their time together, leaving the X-Men and becoming a thing? Is this supposed to be symbolic?
I think they're definitely broken up by the point that we see them in this episode, though. She's so messy. I was just thinking about how that all happened with Iceman in the original series. She doesn't even like. She doesn't even tell him that she's leaving. She just like goes missing, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, where did my girlfriend go?" And then she finds him,
Mm-hmm.
or he finds her, and he's like, "What the hell? What the fuck?" And you're dating Cyclops' brother now? Cool, whatever. Poor
But they don't
Iceman.
know
It's
each
okay,
other.
though. He's
Or
gay.
they're brothers
He doesn't
yet,
need to
which
be
is
with her.
so weird.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
still don't. We need an episode to like finally confirm this.
Yes.
It's just a whole episode where they're doing like genealogy and DNA testing with each other, and they're like following charts, and that's the entire episode.
And then for the after credits, Vulcan walks in.
And they're like, "Fuck!" and they start erasing all the stuff they've just been drawing
I
the whole
want
time.
Corsair to show up. He's funny.
Yeah,
He is.
we
Yeah.
need him.
It's alright.
I want 3 generations of Summers men. I want them.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant till the eyes. Those were very intense eyes. All right. Oh, I get to do it. Back at the manor, Xavier is delivering a eulogy on Magneto to his new students, the mutants saved from the cells. Just because the X-Men are outlawed doesn't mean he can't still train new students. He announces they will be training under Head Mistress Storm, Mistress of the Elements. Just then, a Sentinel attacks. It's just Xavier showboating, though. They be in the Danger Room. The Danger Room continues to study Xavier. So, cameo. We get Dupe. We get to see Dupe. We love Dupe.
Looking so fucking bored too. He looks like he is
Yes.
over Professor Xavier the entire
And
time.
he would be.
He is out of his mind.
Yep.
I thought that for a second. I forgot about. I genuinely had forgotten about the Were Shark chick, and I straight up
Shark
thought it was
Girl?
Jeff. I thought it was Jeff. I thought it was Jeff sitting next to Dupe, and I was like, no. And I was, oh, that's never mind. That's the Shark Girl. I don't remember her name. I just know that she
Shark
could
Girl.
turn into a shark, kind of.
Shark Girl's her name. Yeah.
Is that her
Yeah.
name? Oh,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I do remember it. Shark Girl.
Yeah, you do.
Very creative stuff happening over at the X-Men.
I need to know which of the teachers has to help them pick code names because I can't imagine it's anyone
Wolverine.
good. Is it?
Yeah, if you've watched the movies, remember? He says, okay, so they call you Cyclops. What do they call you? Wheels? Yeah,
Yeah.
they just let Wolverine look at them,
That's
figure
not
out what
what
their
I meant.
disability is, and then make
That's
up some
not
kind
what
of
I meant.
nickname for them. They let
You
Logan-
know who it's gonna. I hope it's Storm, because I think that would be something that Storm would be like, It'd be a
Shark
touching
Girl.
moment. Yes.
Yeah.
But, like, Shark
Okay.
Girl's the last one, and that's
I
when she's
guess.
tired. She's like,
Pixie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
she's like, there you
You
go.
can tell how much she likes them based on how cool their username is.
Yep.
Oh, poor
Their
Skin.
code name. Shark Girl.
Yeah, Skin.
Or
not
Martha
loved. She can tell.
Johansson. She's just a brain and she's no girl. Like, I think
Yeah.
that's
And
the
you know,
worst one.
it tracks another character who cameoed here, one of my favorite characters of all time, Glob Herman.
Glob.
Mhm.
And his I love this storm was just like, Glob. That's what you are.
That's what you are.
There's again another one of the Marvel podcasts I listen to, Marveling at Marvels. They did an episode on Glob Herman recently. They did just end up spending a good 15 minutes laying into how much they hate Quentin Quire, which is fair. But at one point they're talking about Glob, and they're like, it feels like he just he got like bullied and got called Glob, and then was like, you know what? I'm just gonna own it. I'm just gonna call myself Glob, and then it won't hurt me. But it's like not working. It's just go Glob. I think Glob and Blob should get a duo series together.
Yes.
The Ob brothers.
The Ob brothers.
Mhm.
The amazing Obs.
The obs. So I did want to point out this scene of the Sentinel ripping off the roof is straight out of Astonishing X-Men #1, only it was Emma who played this trick on the students, not Xavier. So he's being the bitchy Emma leader right now.
But when he does it, when Emma does it, it feels like a slap in the face. When he does it, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I think every psychic character is kind of bitchy. I think that just comes with the power set. I can't think of a single psychic in the X-Men who isn't a little bit bitchy. Jean, Madeline Pryor, Professor X, Emma
Psylocke.
Frost,
Yeah.
Quentin
Mhm.
Quire, the bitchiest of them. Psylocke, yeah, Psylocke's a little bitchy too. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Maybe
a-
it's just because when you can read other people's minds, you just don't like them as much as if you couldn't.
It's a sliding scale on how well they're masking it, though.
Yeah.
Some of them are less
True.
bitchy than others, and that's how they keep their good reputation.
Cable's a little bitchy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cranky.
Alrighty. Well, for scene 7, it seems like we're moving on. Polaris enters the mansion to find it all empty. She wanders the property up to her old room, and it was left exactly the same. It is a punk rock haven of a dorm. Very Sean's old room. I respect that.
How'd you know?
It's kind of our. It's actually kind of our.
Yeah,
room.
I was gonna say.
I wish we could hold on. You could see, we've got like,
Oh, yeah.
It goes all the way up.
Oh, nice.
like it's all like that.
Very
So it's very Sean's old room, very currently the room that we're in.
Yeah.
So respect. Enter Jean, Beast, and Scott. Beast is wearing his Howard the Duck shirt, and Jean encourages Polaris to talk to Professor X.
Howard the Duck.
Yep.
cool. Love that.
Okay, so they just get an influx of like 40 new students. And Professor X is such a bitch. He's like, we're going to keep this room exactly the same. I can't give it to one of the kids. There's probably like 7 of them in a room somewhere because he has a weird shrine to Polaris.
Well, and all of
it's
the
a-
others
it's
were
a sub shrine to Magneto.
Oh, you're right.
This
He's
is
always hoping,
Magneto's
like, maybe he'll come back
grown-up
because I have his
sperm
daughter.
bedroom.
That's his stepdaughter, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
You're right.
he has to be the not evil. He's not Lady Tetramina, all right? Like,
Well, and again, it is more fucked if you think about it, though, because so many of those rooms are just fucking empty as she is walking through them because that place got trashed. What
Yeah.
level of like priority was fixing that up?
I like to think that her room just didn't get damaged.
Yeah.
She's just lucky.
And is this
Beast is going back to his lab like, oh, cool. All of my very expensive chemicals and equipment are destroyed, but thank God Polaris's teenage dirtbag room is still put together. Yeah, that's awesome.
perfectly
If
put
you-
together?
if you think about it, Polaris was one of the last new students, you know what I mean? Like, or the first students, because it was Cyclops, Iceman, Beast, Angel, Jean. Then there were 2 in between. There was Mimic, and then we also
Mimic.
had what's his name?
Fakey
Changeling.
person.
Changeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we have Havoc and Polaris. So her her room was probably like way in back, and like the Sentinels didn't want to touch it, like go that far, because they already found Wolverine and Nightcrawler in that room to fight them, so they didn't get all the way back to Polaris's room.
Yeah, that
Are
makes
you-
sense. That makes sense.
Are
But
you
they're not using
gunning
that
for
for
a
any of
no
the new-
prize?
For what?
But
Do
they're
you know
not
a no
using it for any
prize?
of the new. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, do you know what a no prize is?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No.
Oh god, a little 2 seconds history. Back in the olden days in the comics, Marvel started a thing called the No Prize because they had such rabid fans. And every time somebody'd be like, that doesn't make sense, about some continuity error or whatever like that. And so Stanley and the editors were like, well, if you can explain it away, you'll get a no prize. And to begin with, what it meant was you would explain it and then they'd be like, you get no prize. But then people were so angry that they were like, but no, I want a prize. Like they were rabid for it. And so people would just go out, all the comic nerds would be like, I will make why this works in continuity. And they'll tell these elaborate long stories for why something must be true. And then they finally started sending you, like you would get in the mail, a little like piece of paper that says you got an official no prize.
How cute.
So it felt like Ryan was real trying for a no prize there as to why Polaris's room is fine.
Well, and I feel like I'm going to get a no prize later because we're going to come back to this. We're going to come back to this deepening issue of now we have 2 more X-Men, Havoc and Polaris, who do not remember Angel being on the team, but he's right there in the picture with them.
He's
So
in
we'll
the
get back to that.
picture. He's in the
Yeah.
picture.
But also, just to point out real quick, I like how they're treating Polaris right here like Kitty Pryde in Astonishing X-Men. She's basically like shot for shot going through, coming back to the mansion. So this was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how much kind of room they give Polaris as a character to breathe and like be a full character, because I feel like she's very often, unless she's in obviously an actual X Factor comic, very often she's kind of relegated to being a side character. I mean, she doesn't show up in, I believe, any of the movies. She was kind of a character. I think she was actually the main character of that TV show that no one
The
watched.
Gifted.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Gifted.
The Gifted.
But wasn't
I
it was
tried watching
kind of
it.
her, but it wasn't her. I don't know. It was like
Yeah.
Tried watching it, couldn't get into it. Especially because Legion was right there and was infinitely better. But I like that in general, 97 is doing a really fantastic job of kind of giving some of the lesser known mutants a spotlight. I think giving Polaris a spotlight was just awesome.
I agree.
Agreed.
So it's tea time. But alas, Psylocke is nowhere in sight. Xavier and Polaris sit down for a chat. They discuss the school being a haven for mutants after the tragedy of Genosha, and Polaris asks Xavier how he has been dealing with Daddy Nito's death. And Xavier tells her he wishes some part of Daddy Nito would linger in his mind, but he seems completely gone. Polaris rejects Magneto as her father and tells Xavier that he has actually been more of a father to her. Really interesting. And then Xavier urges Polaris to embrace her past and to embrace Daddy Nito to help her move on in the present. Yeah, I've had this conversation with my parents before.
And did you tell them they were
Did
no
you
parents of
embrace them?
yours? It was Professor X who raised you.
Kind of. I've had that conversation with my own stepdad about my real dad, but my real dad would have been a Friends of the Humanity type, so
Ooh.
yeah. And yeah, I think that scene was very cool. We also get a cool Fantastic Four cameo with Morph.
Yes.
I want to
Yeah.
get my no prize actually for this scene, because I was thinking I was so distracted during tea time because I was watching the background and I was like, that's just not how a jump rope works. You can't do that with your arms. They would get tangled up because they're connected to your body. The reason a jump rope, anyway, I was thinking about that the whole time. I was like, there's no way, because if somebody else is holding them, they're gonna do this over and over and over, and at some point they're
That's
gonna
very
get
true.
too tangled to keep going. And that really upset me for no reason. So, Stanley from Beyond the Grave, email me a no prize, maybe.
Are they not?
No, you have to come up with the solution. You have to say
No.
why
my
it works.
solution, my
That's how you
solution
get the
is
no
that
prize.
they're actually not
Wait a minute.
doing jumping
Are
jacks,
they
and
not?
he's just kind of going like this. and they're just kind of jumping in between his two arms, and it's not even like they're jumping rope. They're just kind of having fun.
Yeah.
They're just having fun jumping around with Mr. Fantastic. There you go.
No,
That's
what
fine.
it is, the base of his arms, his shoulders are actually moving across his chest, so that way they never get tangled.
That's so much better and so much worse.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You're welcome.
So, what do we think about about Professor X being her father figure? That's kind of different than we've seen before, right? Somebody who's actually looking up to him as like a father figure. I mean, other than
Mhm.
like I guess Cyclops, kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Cyclops definitely sees Magneto as, or not Magneto, sees Xavier as his father.
Which was that fun little like thing when they say like, "Oh, you kiss ass," and she's like, "Yeah, it takes one to know one," kind of thing, or whatever she says.
I loved that. It was so
Yeah.
cute.
Right.
Well, the teacher's pet returns to school.
Yep.
Yeah, it takes one to know one, Cyclops.
So it does give you, even before they have that conversation with Xavier, that she's already been put in that position of being kind of like the little sister. So maybe, which is an interesting idea too, of the like brother sister relationship of like Cyclops and Polaris, which we never really see that kind of interaction between them. But he was very like friendly to her. Like he really was warm that she was there. So
Yeah.
that was interesting.
It makes sense though. I mean, again, especially with, there's kind of generations to the X-Men in general, where even, in the first season we see that Storm is very much an older sibling, an older sister to Jean Grey, and says as such. I think that, with the element of found family that is the kind of heart of the X-Men, it's not surprising that he would see her as a sibling, given how long in this, especially in the X-Men '97 universe, given how long they've known each other, and the fact that they were teenagers, young teenagers when they first started being X-Men together, and she has been there in some capacity for a lot of major milestones, like him having a kid, him and Jean getting together, stuff like that. So I think even if they're kind of distant, it's kind of almost, yeah, kind of that's what siblings are like sometimes. I barely talk to some of my siblings, but they're still my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying he sneaks into her room when she wasn't there and sniffs her pillow?
I think
That's
that
not dark.
Havoc did that for sure.
Mhm.
I don't know.
No,
if
Havoc went
Cyclops-
for the underwear
Maybe.
drawer.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
step bro. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh god. Oh no.
All right. So Cyclops, Jean, Beast,
She's
and
not
Xavier.
psychic. She's safe.
Yeah, no. So the whole team is out there and they're waving goodbye as they prep the Blackbird to take them to Genosha for a visit. Like, I don't know, just every once in a while they're like, hey, we got to go check in on Genosha. So they do that. Storm and Forge welcome Polaris back into the manor. And just then, Morph rushes in and warns them that there be danger in, well, the danger room. That's where it would be if it's going to be anywhere. Like Clue, you
That was a
find it
fun
where it's
line.
going to be.
True.
It is in
Yep.
the
No,
name.
definitely. And I mean, Sean, I can't believe you used her government name in her expose today.
Danger room.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You took it a little too far there, yeah. All right. In the danger room, the students look on in terror as Wing is given CPR by Bishop. Storm comes in and blasts Bishop. It gives him the juice he needs to resuscitate Wing. Bishop demands answers. Just then, there's a breach at the front gate. Storm demands that Forge and Morph to check on the front gate with her. She leaves Bishop and Polaris to calm the children down and figure out what happened there. As Polaris preps to leave the danger room, the door slams closed, locks, and then disappears.
So this is the point we take a drastic change from the comics. I would love to hear everybody's thoughts here. So in the comic, Danger, like before she reveals herself, convinces Wing to kill himself, like walk off a cliff,
Yeah.
basically. And I didn't expect the cartoon to go there. That's really dark to watch it. If we had to
It's
watch
still a
Danger
Disney Plus
convince,
show. Yeah.
yeah. So the fact that Wing survives, do we like this? Do we not like this? What are our feelings?
Um, I think it's a fine change. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't read because this is at this point we're really mixing runs because we're not in the this is from I want to say this the whole thing with Danger is from Whedon's run.
Yeah,
Um,
astonishing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I've read a bit of it, but most of my like experiences with Morrison's run. But this is also weirdly like, and clearly they're adapting Morrison's run at the same time, kind of like mashing those action figures together with having all those characters together.
They kind of
Um,
were happening at the same time a little bit, right? They were like published around the same time, right? But they were doing their own thing in their books,
right,
but
yeah.
they
So
were
they were.
around the
So
same
it's
time. Yeah.
interesting to kind of see them converge, which is
Hmm.
cool. I don't hate the change. I think it fits, which in general, X Men '97 changes a lot from the comics to kind of fit the tone of '97. And I think it would have been, yeah, probably just. I think we've already gone really dark with this show. The amount, especially like the X Men Lies and DVDs episode or X Force, whatever. There was a lot of blood. There was a lot of people getting murdered, and I was like, wow, okay, this is nuts for a kids cartoon. I would feel a little weird letting my younger sister watch this, but alas, I think suicide specifically is such a heavy topic that can kind of be handled with more nuance in an X-Men comic, which are at that point, especially in the early 2000s, those are made for adults. Those weren't really for kids because it was made for the audience that grew up with X-Men at that point. I think having him be convinced to kill himself, and especially because I have read that issue. If I remember correctly, she's really like laying into him, kind of the way she ends up laying into Polaris and like really fucking with her mental health and bringing up her insecurities. And I remember it was really hard to read her convince Wing that he's worthless and that he's not as good as the other X-Men and that he should just kill himself. And then the fact that he does kill himself is heartbreaking and it makes for a good story. But I don't know if that's this story.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
What did you think, Sean?
No, I agree. I think I'll share. I don't know that Danger is completely successful, but I am glad we didn't have to watch her convince somebody to kill themselves. I think this worked well for the episode.
Mhm.
I'll just leave it there for now.
Yeah, what do you think, Rye?
I kind of completely agree with Salem. This show has been dark enough and everything, and we've seen we've seen some of our favorite characters die, of a lot of adults be killed and massacred in the Weapon X show. We saw a half mutilated Sabretooth climbing a ladder, like literally. This has gone dark enough, and we don't need suicide. And then also, again, yeah, don't need to explain that to your little sister or something. I was just thinking, I was like, I know that my nephew is going to watch this, so I would hate to have to be like, no, Wing's just sleeping. He's fine. Yeah.
And it'd be a kid.
Don't listen to the TV.
Yeah. We did have a cameo that completes our set. We had Mondo show up. Well, we're still missing Blink. We haven't seen her from the original Generation X run, but this is pretty much the whole Gen X is there now. Yay!
Yeah. I hope they do at some point do a they did earlier this season the X Force like title sequence. I'm really hoping at some point in season 3 or 4, whenever we get around to it, I would love a Generation X title sequence. I want to see Kid Omega up there with his own, and Glob Herman. He needs one too.
Do you guys know what
that'd be
Glob's real
great.
name is?
Herman?
What?
Fuck. Hold on.
You're
Isn't
part of
it?
the
Is it?
problem.
Is it
Globulus?
Randy? No. What's his name?
Robert Herman.
Robert. Okay, that's
So
what it
it's
was.
literally instead of Bob Herman, it's Glob Herman.
It's Glob.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's wonderful.
He has such a great story. I love
Storm
him.
being so lazy with those names.
Yeah.
Try hard.
All right. The Danger Room watches as the mutants wonder if this haunted room is actually stretching and try to find a way out. Polaris chides Bishop for going directly to shooting. The Danger Room activates and starts trying to kill the students. Bishop and Polaris work together to take them down. A group of Transformers suddenly materialize and attack. Polaris and Bishop fight through their attackers as Danger makes herself known. So, Kevin, did you recognize what these Transformers were? I feel like you're the one who would.
I feel like I was supposed to because she even says something when they show up. She calls them what they are, right?
Take it away, Salem.
Those are they're the soldiers. I want to say from Genosha, right? The like
Yep,
peacekeepers.
Genoshan power
Yeah,
armor.
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
Also, this scene is maybe my favorite scene in the whole episode because it is the one where Quentin talks the most and is at his absolute bitchiest. He is just so whiny the entire time. He's like, "This is ridiculous. We're all gonna die." And then Bishop saves his life, and he's like, "Hey, dude, what the hell?" And I'm like, "He just saved your life, Quentin." And
Yep.
he's sitting here yelling at Bishop. Oh my god, I love him. He's got such a smug like little face in every, even like there's a scene where they're trying to it's a little earlier, but they're trying to resuscitate Wing, and they just over Bishop's like right shoulder you can just see Quentin, and he's just meh, meh. I love him.
And fun fact, he is voiced by Thomas Dekker, who is actually the best friend of the cheerleader from Heroes.
Oh.
Don't
Mhm.
think I'm familiar. So Quentin's voice actor is Thomas Dekker.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, I wonder if he'll be yeah, I feel like they've got to do the whole storyline with throwing over the school den later on. I really hope so.
I think so. They
I
have
mean,
to.
we've got Glob and
The Omega
what's his name
Gang.
already. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're already all there.
They all just got to
Everybody's
start
here.
doing drugs.
Everybody's doing it. Yeah.
Alrighty. Up above, Storm, Forge, and Morph all check out the perimeter, but there ain't no breach. Forge realizes the breach was reported by the Danger Room to get them away from there.
Yeah.
Very, very sly, very slick.
Something I love about the
Clever girl.
97 series is that they're very comfortable with how competent the X-Men are, because I think in a lesser show with worse writing, they might have tried to like have the three adult characters like be more confused and be like, what's going on, for dramatic effect. But the fact that Forge and Morph and Storm just immediately like, nah, something's up, we gotta go
Yeah.
back. I love that it's such a quick scene where they're like, all right, it seems like it's fine, clearly something's going wrong in there, and they just pick up on it immediately. I think it's awesome.
I do too. I agree.
But back in the Danger Room, we see that it's a Vegas wasteland. So it's just regular Vegas, actually. And appearing around the students are a bunch of these, like, kind of war-torn, the futuristic kind of war-torn area that Bishop is from. And Polaris informs him that the Danger Room has Cerebros technology and is mining his memories to be able to construct this. The X-Men begin fighting off these Prime Sentinels, and Polaris literally starts backhanding them with their own hands. I did think that was really funny. Why are you hitting yourself? Polaris demands to be set free, and Danger brings up Polaris's memories of the Purifier situation and her parentage, shows her some Daddy Nito clips, and she loses control, but luckily Bishop is able to calm her, and the Danger Room does end up using her power that she's kind of expelling to form a body, and then we finally see Danger in her full physical form, and she easily dispatches both Polaris and Bishop.
How does she use Polaris's powers like this? I don't know that I understood this idea of like, it's lots of power. Come on, no prizers. Come on, somebody come up with a good solution.
It's
did
the
she do
electromagnetic waves that she's sending out, which is not how her power works, but whatever. I mean, listen, I guess it is. I don't know. I've never understood that part either, where it's like,
There's a more egregious scene with this exact problem later with Jean and
Yes.
Danger Room that I feel like we're gonna have this debate again, but I have a feeling when it was this one, to me, computer work with magnet.
yeah.
She magnet. Big magnet, make computer better. That made sense to me. It's once we start getting into random psychic energy. What?
Well,
But,
if you
you know,
think about it, the human brain is
is
basically a computer.
So therefore,
So psychic energy is electric energy. Which
Okay, I will
electric
send
energy
you
power
both a
computer.
no prize. You're working
Yeah.
hard for it.
I was just
think
gonna say
so.
Marvel
I'm
Magic.
just saying it's funny it happens twice
I
in this
think also,
episode.
though, the Danger Room is one of those things that, as an X-Men fan, I've just had to accept exists, because I've thought about it so many times, and I'm like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, even a little bit. Like, even for a moment, I'm like, you're telling me this thing can conjure up anything it wants out of thin air? Where are these resources coming from? How can it perfectly recreate, like, human flesh?
So
Out of what?
So then it goes, nanobots. Yeah, I'm in this guy's
Oh.
brain. Clip that. His
nanotech.
husband
Always
is dying.
nanotech.
Clip that and play back for him.
Nanotech.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time I think we get the sense that it's has some kind of the Cerebro kind of interface or something
Yeah.
to it, because
exactly.
normally what they're covering, I think, is the fact that the way that they got really technically advanced with the Danger Room originally was when they rebuilt it with Shi'ar technology.
Mm-hmm.
But since
Mhm.
that hasn't really been played up enough in the stories, I guess they were like, nobody will believe that happened. So instead, we're going to put Cerebro, and then we can get into their minds, which I guess is good. It's a good story point in a quicker way there. But yeah, originally it was supposed to be Shi'ar magically, like technologically.
Yeah, I think
world.
it's just Forge made it, so it works.
Forge made
Yeah.
it. He's fine.
Forge made it.
That's his.
But
It's
it
the
does,
red
in my
Danger Room.
opinion, make Xavier even more of an asshole, because do the students know Cerebro's going like in there and the
no.
Danger Room's going in their mind? Like,
No.
Well, clearly, just to go
Hell
back to
no.
that like thing where he has the Sentinel break through the wall, like he literally, these kids were running for their lives from purifiers. They're like damaged and PTSD, and then he's like, "By the way, I'm gonna scare you some more. You could die at any second."
yeah,
He's a
They were just in a
terrible
prison.
teacher. Yes,
I
what
have
is he thinking?
always stood by the fact that I think Professor Charles Xavier is a terrible fucking person, like a horrible human being. His whole goal of starting an army of child soldiers was already fucking weird, but then in the comics, he's also like in love with Jean Grey, who's a minor. What the fuck is
Yep.
up with that? He's, I don't know. I am, if Charles Xavier has no haters, then I am dead. And this show has only gone, I mean, they do give him a little bit of cool moments later on, but beyond that, the amount of like weird bullshit he does is so upsetting. I don't like him. I rest my case.
You don't want queer hype moments in Aura?
I think it's cool that he does what he does. I think it's cool that he's gay with Magneto. I just think he should not be around children. He puts them in
Valid
danger
points.
constantly, seemingly for fun.
Valid. Yeah. We're not fans of him on this podcast either, really.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah.
This is a safe
I'm a
space.
Professor X apologist. I will say he and Beast are not as bad as everybody says. That's my hot take right there.
okay,
All
you're off the
right.
podcast.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh,
funny
his
that he
first
does it all
kickoff.
Hey, you know,
Oh,
and everyone's entitled to their own opinion,
Yeah.
and I respect that. But also,
you know who
Fuck
doesn't
Professor X.
respect things? Storm does not respect things, and that's why she's hovering way too close to Polaris as she wakes up. Like, come on. Why are you that close to her face? So Polaris wakes up to Storm hovering over her, but everyone is safe. After taking Polaris down, Danger broke through the ceiling, stole a jet to take her Papa Xavier to Genosha. Storm demands that they follow her at once. And Forge is like, no, I've been in the government. I know how these things work. If the X-Men follow, we're going to all be in big legal trouble. And immediately, though, they turn to Polaris and they're like, but you're fine. You're not really a member anymore. We have your room here, but you can
You
go.
just got
Nobody's
there.
gonna. That's fine.
Yeah.
So use your immunity to go to Genosha and help fight Danger. And Bishop's like, sure, I'll go as well. I'm not even from this time. You
Yeah.
can't pin
He's
this on
immune.
me.
He's above
I don't
the
have a
law.
social security.
But
He
also,
has time
who doesn't-
immunity.
yeah, exactly. The Time Authority is the only one he answers to. But I kind of love a little like detective cop world of Polaris and Bishop hanging out together. I didn't think I knew if I
Yes.
wanted that
Together.
pairing.
I
They've
like
given
them
us
a lot.
yeah, I like that a lot as well.
I love Havoc, but also he's kind of an ICE agent now, so maybe we should not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
admit
Lift him
that.
up.
he's done a lot of shitty things throughout the comics. So like,
He's worse than Professor X.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
yeah, but he's cuter though. Yeah,
He's much cuter.
Yeah, that's
He's much
true.
cuter.
I don't know. When Xavier put on that little like black bodysuit and he's floating around with the helmet on, that was pretty good.
I got it. Yeah. Krakoan Xavier. Yes.
Yes,
Krakoa,
yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
when he was arguably at his most evil. So
Very
Yeah.
true.
Well, and he was also wearing his little outfit from Egypt at the beginning. So he does have
He
has that
was.
stuff in his closet.
what was up with that? He was like, "I'm gonna wear the clothes too." That wasn't a part of the hologram. He just put that on. He's like, "It still smells like
It
Yeah,
didn't
it
Magneto."
still smells like him. That's why he's like,
Yeah.
oh, Magneto, this is so
Yeah.
good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Smells like the Egyptian desert and also my dead husband.
Oh.
There's so much sand. I was laying
Yeah,
on
that
the
thing's
ground for a
full
while.
of sand.
All right. The Blackbird arrives to the wreck of Genosha. Xavier finds the remnants of a Magneto statue. He licks the Magneto statue's mouth and then sings "A Whole New World." I didn't know. You heard "A Whole New World"? I heard "Baby Come Back." Yeah.
It was a remix.
Oh, okay. Cyclops, Jean, and Beast are in their new X-Men garb as Xavier makes his peace with Nito and his death. Xavier realized that he needs to think a little more like Magnus. Just then, Polaris reports the danger is coming. Beast picks up a signal and realizing it's strikingly similar to their very own Danger Room.
Danja? It's weird now thinking like we're calling her government name because there's all these lines like, and then in the danger room. So I'm like, were they inside her?
They were inside her.
She's a mother.
They
That was
directly
the
were.
womb.
Yeah.
She's a mommy.
Whole-
Yep.
whole building.
You're being trained by her in her womb.
Yep. Well, then this next line is going to be a little weird. Danger ejects herself from the jet and initiates her attack on the X-Men. She easily evades their attacks. She has been studying them for years. Jean invents a new attack. I had questions. She makes psychic claws and has Cyclops blast through them. The attack hits Danger, but doesn't do much. She diverts back and knocks down Scott and Jean. Xavier calls on Beast to use his fancy bracelet to try to take her down. Was that really a new move to fool Danger? All she did was cover his blast, but it still went.
I think it's very considerate of her to include their third in their special attack. I love that even when Wolverine's not there, they're still thinking of the third member of their polycule. I think that's very nice.
What if
Very
he's
nice.
never
love
been
it.
there? What if it's only ever been Jean in Cyclops' mind putting Wolverine there?
That'd
That's
be really
why
fucking
Wolverine's
cool,
always like,
actually.
"What? What are you talking about?" That's why Wolverine never understands when people reference it.
Yeah.
Why do you keep beating me up? I swear, I promise.
What were we going to say, Ryan?
I forgot. No.
Was the
I
new
for-
move her reflecting
Oh, yes.
it off of the claws?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
And
I
isn't-
think that's what makes it different, I guess.
It
And
didn't
Yeah.
work.
that-
So the good thing is, it doesn't have to be good because it didn't work.
True.
And isn't that move actually a move that Scott and Emma do together when Emma's in diamond form and then she puts her hand in front of him and then it goes like different ways and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
they're
and
very,
she's gonna be
very
so
much
mad.
a polycule.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Do you think they have like a calendar schedule, or is it?
Oh,
like
you
a
have
group
to. You
thing?
can't just wing it.
I don't want to
Ooh.
be in that group chat. I see what you did there. I don't
I
want
see
to
what
be
you did there.
messy.
Well, he's alive now, so it's okay. You can mention him as
Yeah,
much
it's all
as you
right.
want. Yeah.
That's fine.
True. All right. For the next one, you're moving it.
Putting it back at the top for you.
All right. So next, Beast develops a bracelet tech for Charles. It will block Danger from predicting his future moves. Danger quickly takes out Beast. Didn't work. Xavier, she tells him, nope, He programmed her to help get him. What? Sorry. He programmed her to help get him through his grief of Nito's death, and that's what she is here to do. Xavier attacks Danger with his bat chair, and but it leaves him weaponless, or does it? Xavier uses his fancy slap bracelet to call a jet and run into Danger. That whole scene was taking me out of it, so trying to also read it.
I'm like remembering it as it happened, and I'm like, yeah, he did do that.
He tried, and it also kind of didn't really work.
It was like a 90s toy commercial. It was amazing. It was like if Mattel was like, and here's the special
me a ride.
like this super sled attack.
Wheelchair action.
And it did nothing.
I was picturing it. That's what was fucking me up while I was reading that, because I was like, yeah, he threw himself right on the floor, right in front of Danger.
It even turns into a rocket-powered gurney.
Yep, yeah, that's basically what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was nuts.
Well, and the devil, everything with her name, threw himself right into Danger.
He really did, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did it explode? I'm very curious. Did anybody... I couldn't figure out what that was, because he like rolls off of the rocket-powered gurney and then it just explodes. And I was like, is the gurney the missile? What, did he just launch himself? Is that like... What was the plan? Or did she blow it up and he's rolling out of the way of her? I don't know. I could not figure that out because it didn't seem like it was from her.
I like the idea that it's a really, really slow missile that was like shooting and then he had time to roll off of it before it explodes. Like, I like that idea that he's like, I don't know, this is what we're going to do.
We'll go
also, he's still right next to the gurney. So it's like, if that was a missile, dude, you're still getting hit by shrapnel for sure. But I don't know.
I'm happy that you brought up the gurney because you guys, when Wing, I'm going to backtrack just a little bit because
I was also thinking about this thing.
Yes, I was like, you guys, I don't know if we mentioned this, but did we not see when Wing was on the gurney and Polaris is using her powers and holding the gurney up, but then Polaris actually has to go and help. So what happens? Does anyone else see what happens to the gurney?
Does it just get dropped?
Fall?
No, Sync is mimicking Polaris's powers with a rainbow of like a rainbow thing of magnetism around Wing's
I love that.
gurney.
That's awesome.
So it was like completely confirmed that he is Sync. Yeah.
And it says his name
Omega
in the
also could have
credits,
done
I noticed.
something. He chose not to. Quentin absolutely could have lifted that shit with his mind. He's just being a douche.
He didn't care.
He just does not care about Wing. He was about to... If Sync had not stepped in, he was going to let that guy fall.
But also, going with the... isn't Quentin more telepathy than TK? Like telekinetic, though?
Yeah.
It depends on the run. In West Coast Avengers, he is basically a Green Lantern. He's
just Green Lantern. He just makes guns with his mind and shoots people with psychic guns. He's kind of Bullshit Man, the superhero. He's just Jean Grey, but instead of using his powers correctly, he makes guns for some reason.
Also, he's pink.
Yeah, he's got or blue. Pink. Sometimes they're blue for some reason.
A lot of the time, he's pink.
Yeah, he's got. I don't know. It's really terrible. There's a point in the comics where he wears this atrocious black and pink like morph suit, and instead of wearing actual sunglasses, he makes himself like constant psychic sunglasses that don't have lenses. It's really bad.
And then they made an action figure of that.
They did.
They did. I have it.
I want it so bad. It's not even. It's especially because the way they did it on the figure. Like, I was watching a review and someone like pulled his glasses down because they're like rubbery. So you just pull them down.
Yeah.
They just float there. I don't know. But his powers are just kind of whatever he wants to do in that given moment. He shows up from the future at one point and he has the Phoenix Force and he's just lighting shit on fire. You just do that.
I have to agree with you that suit was kind of lame for him to have like his first like superhero suit and stuff like that. But the storyline that he had through that X-Force comic though was I think maybe one of the better storylines of Quentin, and we actually got to see his character really evolve and become more of an adult, like looked at as like an adult and not just like this little kid anymore. So I loved Quentin's story in the X-Force run with Benjamin Percy. Yeah.
I think it's one of his better runs for sure. I think that Quentin is one of my favorite characters, and again, similar to Glob Herman, as they kind of start as these like real shitheads, these just real troublemakers. They're really like the best way I've heard Quentin described regarding his time in the Morrison era, like when he's first introduced, is he's just that like kid who's got like the oh well, Rick and Morty is actually a very high IQ show that you couldn't understand unless you're really smart like me. And I knew a lot of kids like that. I was one of those kids, and I'm not anymore, thank God. But neither is Quentin. I think even in his West Coast Avengers run, he starts to act like less of a douche. He's still a douche. Don't get me wrong, even in West Coast Avengers, but like he starts to grow out of it and starts to realize that you do need to be empathetic to those around you. And I think it's really cool to see that as opposed to characters who are just always good and started good and are. I like watching his change. Same with Glob. Glob has such an interesting story and ends up being the sweetest boy on earth. So
Yes. Love our glob. Love Robert.
love you, Robert. Um, well, after the whole extendo gurney go-go gadget wheelchair, Polaris and Bishop see the explosion from above, and they're like, "Man, seems like Danger might have messed with the wrong X-Man." Little do they know, Nathan Summers is not there, so it's not the right X-Man at least. But Xavier is left hiding behind debris as Danger makes her return. She's a little busted though, kind of looking like a T-800. And Xavier calls out to his team for anyone to help him. Danger threatens Xavier with an axe, like she's in The Shining or something. But Polaris takes it away from her, like she's freaking Captain America summoning Mjolnir in Endgame, and traps Danger and threatens her with a reboot. She uses the powers of Magnet to escape. Danger does somehow. Yeah, she's sitting there. She's on the X. She's being crucified by Polaris, and then she's just like, "Yeah, but what if I wasn't?" And then she isn't.
She learned how to
Yeah.
magnet back.
She said, "I can reverse the polarity." It's like a Doctor Who episode.
It was very Doctor Who.
And did you catch, like, her language is very apocalypse. She even said survival of the fittest. She said, you're always fighting against an inevitable tide. She's straight up apocalypse right here.
Well, it comes from Professor X, because a lot of the things he was saying in his speech to the children, right before he jump scared them, he was even saying things like, "You are weak and you need to grow stronger. You need to be pushed to your limits to be tested so you can survive." It's language like that. Obviously, it's not direct quotes, but and he's saying that over and over again, even in the therapy scene at the beginning of the episode, where he's like, "I'm sorry that I wasn't strong enough. I'm sorry that I wasn't strong enough to save you, to save us. It should have been me. You were stronger. You would have found a way to save us." That um, clearly, in some way, the trauma that was inflicted on Xavier by Apocalypse in that situation has fed into that kind of mentality of this survival of the fittest, that has then, upon being forced to watch Charles go over it a billion times, fed into Danger's own, I guess, robot psyche.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good point.
But more importantly, do we know Danger's connection to some other character or voice actor in this cast?
Oh, no.
It's all connected. She is, I believe, the wife of Mr. Magneto, the voice actor Matthew Watterson.
So she's Ship and Danger?
She's Ship and Danger.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy.
Very cool.
Ship and Danger, Rescue Ranger, Ship and Danger.
I thought they
She's
just
typecasted as a robot.
Yeah.
Danger also seems to be getting her own spotlight at the moment, which is interesting. I'm very curious to see what this means going forward, because she has recently been announced she's going to be one of the characters in the Tokon fighting game. She's on the Unbreakable X-Men team with Magic, Wolverine, and Storm, which was a really kind of out there pull for a fighting game was having Danger as a character, which was really cool. And then more recently, she's also been leaked to apparently she'll be in Fortnite. So
Oh,
that will be interesting.
Yeah, I think they're adding her to Marvel Strike Force as well, a mobile game. I think she's getting there. So, what from my ye olden days in the entertainment industry, sometimes what happens is the people making all of these licensed things will say, "Who should we be focusing on? Who's going to get like marketing support?" And they might just give a list and say, like, "Here are all the characters that will be in content." And it could be just because she had a solo episode, like here where she's really featured. She might have been on a list like that, and that's why they're all picking her up. Or maybe there's something more.
I think it'd be cool if she was the first, like maybe if she was one of the first villains of the new MCU X-Men, like post Doomsday, post Secret Wars. It'd be really cool if this is kind of Marvel and Disney's way of like kind of trying to get her in the public consciousness if they intend on using her in the MCU or something like that.
I was even thinking, I obviously Doomsday is already so jam-packed with stuff, but since they are fighting in the mansion, I was also like, is she, I don't know if she's going to be a person there, but is there going to be a room with possible danger?
Post-credit scene.
yeah,
it's just
maybe.
Wing and Danger. They're just in there together.
Yeah.
Aww.
Just talking.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so scene 19. Jean joins Polaris on fighting Danger. Together, they keep her at bay. They rip Danger apart, but Danger reconstitutes. Oh no! Jean is afraid they do not have the power to stop her. Xavier begs Lorna to tap into her full potential. She must accept her father and use his great power. So talk about trying to replace your boyfriend. Jesus. Bishop
so
prepares. Weird. I know, it's so weird, especially because again, it's a young student like Jean was in the comics to Professor Xavier. Whatever. Okay, moving on. Xavier begs Lorna to tap into her full potential. She must accept her father and use his great power. Bishop prepares to absorb the runoff from her power. Okay, that's why you're here, Bishop. Xavier opens up to share his memories of Nito with Polaris. Her powers manifest as she relives Nito's first death on Genosha. Polaris lets Nito in and unleashes her full potential. She easily dispatches Danger.
Just seeing that fucking Leech scene again, just for a second, I got all teary-eyed. Oh my god.
I actually cried.
Leech.
When Magneto cries, I think everyone should cry. If he's been pushed, I think in general, that was traumatizing. And Leech is just so sweet and such a well, it's similar though. It's so funny. Is in one of the earlier episodes this season they show Maggie, and I remember I was trying to explain who Maggie was to Kai, because Kai has not read the comics, and so I was like, I'm gonna be real. Her kind of whole existence is just being sad little mutant girl, and I was like, I guarantee you right now, and you can do this at home if you want. If you Google sad little mutant girl, Maggie shows up. This is the first thing that pops up is Maggie.
She's doing
and I feel like
Leech
is kind of sad little mutant boy.
No,
Leech is sad little mutant boy.
Is he?
He
or
is
Artie?
sad
Is
little
Artie
mutant
sadder
boy.
than Leech?
Oh my
Who's
god,
sadder?
it's true.
I told you.
And
Maggie just pops up, and
it was really funny because he goes, "Oh my god, it's her!" And it's the picture of her all like, and on the screen it literally cuts to her in the cage making the same stupid pose, and I was like,
I think Leech is sad little mutant boy, and both of them bring out that same ability in me. If I see them, I want to cry. It's like those, the adoption videos, like the adoption commercials for the puppies. That's what it feels like every time they're on screen.
Of a stranger.
Exactly. They did the same thing with the Wolverine trailer. They showed Leech at the end of the Wolverine trailer, and he's all sad and in a corner, and Wolverine's like, "Don't worry, bub, I'll protect you," or whatever Wolverine says. And he's sad little mutant boy, sad little mutant girl.
Okay, so I have some upsetting news, actually. Leech does not show up when we type in sad little mutant boy. Splody boy actually turns up.
The guy whose whole ability is to explode once?
Yep.
I don't even know if he had a hero name. I just remember that comic.
It's literally Splody boy. That's his.
Exploding boy. We're going with she just kept choosing
I do love
what
that
you
comic.
are.
Hey, your mutant ability is that you can explode. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm kind of like Jubilee or any of the other ones that
Boom
explode.
boom,
No, you
right?
could do it once. You get to do
You're
it
gonna
one
die
time.
after that. Yeah, you're gonna die.
And I'm like,
Yep.
I mean, I think technically a normal human being can kind of do that too. But
Yeah.
wait, actually, after the events of House of X, his power is kind of useful now because he could just come back to life.
I was just gonna say he actually had his own comic. It was one of the Unlimited series of Splody Boy actually in it, and him like talking that he's back. And I believe that the Five actually corrected his powers so that he can
Oh, wow.
reconstitute himself. Then, yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
He's
I'm
no
not
longer a
100%.
sad little mutant
Yeah.
boy.
With Danger defeated, Polaris and Xavier bathe in the warmth of their memories of Magneto. Xavier tells Lorna he finally understands what they must do next. Fast forward a little teensy bit, Xavier is making an announcement to the press. He tells them that his X-Men are evolving in the name of Magneto. He reveals X-Corp in their fresh new building. Val Cooper tells the nation that Xavier has no jurisdiction to start a new team, and she vows to oppose them.
We had a cameo right here. So in the red hat, the reporter, it's Sean
Yes.
Gantka, the producer.
No, it was Finch. It was clearly Finch.
Yeah.
It was clearly Finch. There's a joke that they look exactly alike, which, I mean, Sean made a joke that he's a white guy in a beard who's a little over, not the skinniest, and so is Finch. So he's like, anytime you have a guy like that, they are mistaken for each other.
I was gonna say that's kind of just describing oh god, what's his name? The guy who created Invincible when he has his own cameos in his show too.
Yes.
He does look like that. What's his name? Yeah, him.
Robert Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, Robert
there you
Kirkman.
go.
So
They're
cool,
very
Robert
similar.
Kirkman cameo at the end of this episode. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay! All right. Inside the X Corp headquarters, the full team sit down in their new duds. Nightcrawler and Rogue have also joined them. Xavier tells them the world has changed and new threats are growing every day. He senses Apocalypse gathering his forces.
And Rogue was in a really good tank top while he was doing it.
Yeah.
I loved all of their
He
new
was.
outfits, but I loved her little tank top.
I loved Nightcrawler's fit.
Yeah, that did look good.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of his Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar.
But yeah, with that, scene 22 in Athens, the Watcher watches. Wow. As within a hidden lab, Apocalypse starts an experiment on a body. Apocalypse tells himself to let the experiment begin, and then he tells himself to increase the power. What a showboater. The body writhes, and charged cards explode away from it. The playing cards turn to tarot cards, and it is revealed that Gambit has been brought back to life. They're really trying to keep in sync with Marvel Rivals right now.
yeah. We just got Gambit's skin this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
for the past fucking 2 years, Alan has been rubbing it in my face that Gambit's dead, and I keep telling him he's coming back. They've all but hinted it. He's like, you don't know for sure. So tonight, within the hour, I get to be like, fuck you, Alan. We all knew this was happening, and it's here. I'm very happy right now.
So this brings us...
Maybe say it in a nicer way.
Fuck you, Ryan.
No, go full Quentin Quire. Be meaner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be superior. So here's our final double whammy. One voice actor, 2 roles. Who was the voice of Apocalypse?
Isn't that Professor X?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he is the same person. So he was just torturing himself in that first scene.
That's
really
crazy,
funny.
actually.
That's hot.
Wow, that guy's got range. I would not have
Yeah.
guessed.
You usually have to
It's
pay
not
for
the
that on
same actor.
OnlyFans.
Apocalypse and Ensabanur do not have the same voice actor, do they? Because Ensabanur sounded really different.
No,
I
in
think it's
Sabanur is a
different.
different, is a
Yeah,
different
that's different.
gentleman.
Yeah.
The Watcher showing up is crazy.
I know. Second time in this show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I think it's very cool.
Yep.
Someone had pitched on Reddit when there was the whole debacle with Daredevil Born Again, where people were just seeing things, and they were like, "Oh, that's definitely the Watcher," and it was just like lights in the back of a gym. And I was like, I actually agreed with the take of, instead of, now that we can't do the Stan Lee cameos anymore, having the Watcher in some way in each of these projects would be really cool. And is the way that they did it, with it being the constellations and kind of like the clouds looking like the Watcher in the sky in the back of this episode, I thought was really awesome. It was definitely, I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio. I know that guy.
So isn't the
Yep.
new showrunner coming in for season 3 the guy who was working on What If?
I
I
think
think
so.
it's that showrunner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
maybe we'll go some more.
didn't he help out with season 2 though a little bit as well after
Oh, maybe he started
He did.
sprinkling in Watchers all over the place. Maybe he's doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm shocked that none of the, so far at least, none of the stuff from What If seems to be relevant to Doomsday or Secret Wars.
We don't
Really
know that.
curious if that'll ever come up.
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
don't know
it
that.
should.
So other weird thing, going back to like the cast list for this episode. So Sister Anne was in this episode. Did we know that? And do you know who that is?
I do not.
Yes. So why I care about Sister Anne is because of who voiced Sister Anne in this episode. Sister Anne was voiced by Adrienne Barbeau, who I
Oh.
love. So
The Fog.
at the Fog, she's Swamp Thing. She's the original Rizzo in Grease on off Broadway and Broadway. So
Oh, cool.
she also is Catwoman in Batman the Animated Series. She's the voice of Catwoman. That's Adrienne Barbeau. She's a legend. She's Sister Anne. So at the beginning of this episode, when all the purifiers are yelling and the one woman is yelling up at Polaris, that's Sister Anne, who is also the headmistress of the school that Aurora was tortured in Alpha Flight or whatever as a little kid. So she's been a problem to people for a long time.
Oh,
Is Sister
wow.
Anne the
Interesting.
brunette?
I
Yeah.
think she's a brunette in it. Yeah.
I think, yeah, because I remember seeing her and I was like, I remember she looked like a character. Yeah, that's her name, Sister Anne. Yeah, it's all. Now that I've got the name, it's all making sense. I'm like, she's the one that kills all those kids. That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the purifiers in the comics are.
I mean, I missed all that until I saw that it was Adrienne Barbeau, and then I was like, wait a minute, what is Adrienne Barbeau doing? So that's how I found out.
Yeah, she was hanging out with the executioner, that guy who can't seem to stop. That's
Yep.
funny. Yeah, she's an insane character in the comics. I'm very curious to see if they do more with her in the show. There's a lot of messed up stuff you can do with her in the show for sure.
Well,
Agreed.
do we think we're getting more of those purifiers then? Because they did show up here.
Oh,
and
this is
we saw
just
the
the
kids
beginning.
running.
I think
through
so.
Yeah, they were running through the playgrounds. I don't know.
You don't have
Yeah,
a
I
main
think
character
they-
voice the main bad guy of the Purifiers to just have him in one episode.
Agreed.
No, yeah.
Let's look at so X-Men Strike Files number 5 came out. This was a fun little romp because it takes place right before Weapon X Lies and DVDs. We focus on the characters Kestrel, Mastodon, Cyborg, and Ajax as they go to the Weapon X facility. And we see them finding the brood body, and we see how it kind of first takes over Cyborg and then goes and spreads throughout the whole facility. The only person that's able to get out is Kestrel, who specifically says, "Call me John Wraith. That's who I am now." He gets to escape, but lo and behold, he teleports right in front of a polar bear. And right then he transforms into the brood, so supposedly the bear probably ate him, and that's how the bear got infected. How do we feel about the Strike Files comic?
I'm a big fan. I like these kinds of and other stuff that happen. It's almost like, it's what Steve Fox wrote this one too, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like was like looking at the same DVD collection that we did in that episode and be like, yeah, let's see what happened to all those people's names who are on here. Because I
Yeah.
literally called out Kestrel last week and I was like, oh my God, Kestrel or John Wraith is like a major part of the story. So I found it to be a little bit of a treat. Because again, who cares what happens to these characters? And so it gives a lot of freedom for like what happens. But I don't know. I just thought it was a nice little slide into that story.
I liked it too.
I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying all of these. My favorite is definitely the Emma Frost one, though, I have to say. Even though Sean said that no one asked for it and me and Kevin did. But yeah. But I'm enjoying these stories. I think that Steve does a good job of giving us just a little story and sprinkling in a little thing from an episode that we've seen or are about to see.
Yeah. And real quick on Shi'ar already done had hers is I wanted to highlight the episode Cold Comfort because this episode directly continues Polaris' story. We see everything that's happened to her since Cold Comfort when Iceman was looking for her. I also just wanted to bring up maybe go listen to our 2024 interview with Eric and Julia Leewald because I directly bring up to them this whole mystery with with Angel. How come nobody knows him? And Eric jokingly said it was Larry Houston's fault. But I actually pitched them an idea of how to canonize why they don't remember Angel. So we'll see if I'm credited on one of the future episodes. We have decided for all future episodes, we're going to move Solving for Comics to its own segment off of the main show so we can take more time with comics, so we can give you a bigger rundown in just a quick 5 minutes. All that to say, let's get to talking about how we like this episode and rate it. Was it what a jubilation, Lee? I had an optic blast. Magneto. It went a little rogue. Our 2020 Leah Michelle. Let's start with Kai. What are your thoughts?
I was very entertained. I feel like the action was good, and like, I feel like if you're watching a comic book show and you don't have a moment of like, you have to explain why something goofy is happening, it's not a good episode. I think that has to be there to like make it fit the whole vibe. So, you know, I had quite an optic blast personally.
Oh.
You know, I also just
Nice.
thought that the yearning. There was a lot of good old man yearning in this, and I'm always a fan.
Perfect.
I also had an optic blast.
Thank you for putting the glasses on. Yeah.
Professor X suffered a lot, which he deserves to do. Polaris, one of my favorite kind of side mutant characters, got the spotlight, and I was very happy to see that. And I loved that we finally got to see Cyclops rocking the... he's in there a little bit, and he was rocking the new Grant Morrison era fit. Frank Quietly's art, obviously, but I'm hoping to see more of that in the coming episodes. But getting a little taste of it this time was great.
It made me. I officially write the episode. Actually, I want to go buy green lipstick.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Me too.
Yeah, we might. Well, we'll see. I usually do Cyclops, but I might do Havoc if you do Polaris.
You can still do Cyclops and
Oh, I'd love
Polaris.
to
They're
see
clearly
that.
close
Yeah, I
to it.
was like,
Yeah.
you don't
You
have
guys
to
can-
be Havoc.
Yeah.
Havoc's complicated. He's my younger brother.
All right, Ryan. How about you? What were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed this episode. I liked it a lot. We got to see Sync use his powers for the first time. Happy that I told you guys about that. No. I just really liked Danger's betrayal. To see Polaris have her own episode, I really hope that she gets an opening sequence, like now that she's part of X Corp, maybe like that she gets her own little opening segment. So that would be awesome to see. I will admit this. I did tell Sean, I thought this was such a great episode, but I feel like our community hyped this episode up so much that I, for some reason, felt like we were going to get more. But I'm still giving this a what a jubilation lead. Like I really absolutely loved it, but I feel like a lot of people made it feel like this was going to be like finale, amazing or something, which it was, but
I think the
um,
Gambit reveal is probably why.
yeah.
Oh, maybe
That
that's it.
alone kind of it's the Gambit fanboy. Well, actually, more accurately, the Gambit fangirls are loud. There's a loud portion of our community,
Mhm.
and I love them. I love
Mhm.
them for it. But Gambit and Rogue fans, there's people who are Gambit and Rogue fans first and X-Men fans second, and so the second that they saw that Gambit was back, they
Mhm.
were like, "This is the greatest episode of the season because Gambit's in it for
Mhm.
even a frame."
Yeah.
So
How about you, Kevin? What were your thoughts?
Well, and we didn't really talk too much about that last little bit with the cards. Like, why do the cards turn to tarot cards?
Mhm.
And the cards that are shown, the main three at the very end are Death, the Tower, and
the lovers,
um, the Lovers. So in the tarot, the lovers obviously relate to a like relationship of some sort. So you're going to assume they're talking about maybe he and Rogue, maybe unless he
yeah,
loves Apocalypse now. The tower, death is like the misnomer that it usually just means change. It doesn't mean actual death. So it's
Mm-hmm.
transformation, which is what's going on
which
there.
is yeah.
And the tower is the bad one. Actually, the tower is destruction and
It's upheaval.
ruination. Yeah, upheaval. So
It's the kind of taking the foundation that you have for your current situation and completely just getting rid of it to make way for something new. It doesn't have to be bad. I think in this case, it definitely is. I also think, and one of my friends pointed this out, it could be more literal than that because this is a show for Marvel fans and not tarot fans. So it could be more literal of it's death because he died and is also the horseman of death. Um, the tower because we just 5 seconds before that saw the X Corp tower, and then the lovers. So people are saying, my friend was telling
oh,
me, what if it's just Gambit who died is going to go to X Corp Tower, the literal tower,
to
to
see
find his
Rogue.
lover Rogue?
Meh, blah. I like my theory better, where it's going to be
Oh, it's
revealed that
better for sure.
Apocalypse is actually Patty LaPone from
Yeah.
Agatha all along. So
Yeah.
that's probably that's actually what I think is happening.
I could
So
Right.
also see it being, he's from Egypt. He's a real big fan of JoJo's
That just
Bizarre
makes sense.
Adventure, so that's why he was like, I need Gambit to get with the brand. Change him to tarot cards.
maybe that's it. I don't know.
There we go.
So sorry to derail us on the tarot discussion, but
No, no.
um, I love Polaris. I think this voice actress is great. I loved her little cameo in the X, Force area. So having her get a special episode was like really a delight for me, especially when I thought this was only going to be a Danger episode. I wasn't paying attention to the like buzz, so I didn't understand that she was really going to be in this. So I really was happy with that, and I was like that she was focused on, and I love her weird team ups of her and Bishop, her and Jean Grey hanging out, her weird relationship with both Cyclops and Beast that are so like brother sisterly. That was really cute. So I just kept seeing her being mixed with all these people that felt like a character who'd been missing for a while, which is a really well written, well directed thing to do to make us feel that we have all this backstory with somebody that we don't. And a few other shows have done this, very brilliantly at times, where a character's introduced in one episode, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh my god, they're amazing." So she definitely succeeded on that. I really enjoyed a lot of the cameos and all the other fun stuff. The little wheelchair sled is just great. So I think there's a lot of high points. I'll ding it a little bit for kind of the speed we're going through stuff, but that's kind of been the biggest challenge I think this cartoon has had, where how fast they're going through storyline. I mean, how great if
Yeah.
they had been like feeding this danger stuff in the entire season, and you'd been noticing things like really subtly, and maybe even Wing had been introduced right in that first episode, and then you got to see Danger and Wing is this like side, like level C plot line, so that it became much more important than just like some no-name kid just dropped dead in the danger room, who cares, kind of thing. So with all of that, I'm going to give it
Yeah.
an optic blast.
Perfect.
Love it.
Hello, my solving for X-Men boys. It is OG Kevin here to talk about this episode. One thing that I thought was funny as we know, Catherine Disher is now voicing Val Cooper, and this is just like a real world kind of fun thing. But she was married to Cedric Smith, who was the original voice of Professor Xavier in the 92 series, and then they got divorced. So now she gets to yell at this Xavier as Val Cooper, and it's just kind of funny to me. Another thing that we didn't mention last time is that Professor Xavier, Professor Xavier voice, I forget his name, for 97 is also the voice of Apocalypse, so I like that he gets to yell at himself. Makes me laugh. Anyway, but one thing that was interesting to me about this is the episode starts with Professor Xavier playing Magneto's death over and over again in the Danger Room, and that made me kind of uncomfortable. Because like when you're grieving someone, why would you want to relive that trauma over and over again? And so I feel like it's interesting because he chooses to remove part of the scene where he was very strong and stood up to Apocalypse, and he was calling him a waste of space, and his mom hated him, and then he was really standing up to Apocalypse. He cut that part out, which makes me wonder if he is just punishing himself. He'd rather think of himself as weak. I think he blames himself a lot for Magneto's death, and so doing this therapy or whatever is really not therapy at all. It's really just adding fuel to the fire. Not a good way to recover. The voice of Danger is also Rachel Kimsey, and she's married to Matthew Waterston, the voice of Magneto. Super sexy. What a sexy couple they are. Anyway, just fun. Okay. And then, near the end here, when Danger is out and fully robot human lady form attacking, and I love how Professor Xavier got to show Lorna like the memories of her father, of Magneto, and she got to kind of see the entirety of her father's character, and that kind of shocked her out of her like need to not become him, and it allows her to kind of know the good in him that she missed out on. And that was really helpful for her, but I also think it's really helpful for Xavier because helping Lorna helped him get that closure that he was missing, and he can stop blaming himself and stop traumatizing himself, stop hurting himself with these memories. So yeah, that was really good. I really enjoy this episode. I love to see Polaris come into her own and become that full-fledged character that we know she is. I loved her dealing with her ideas of her father and how she wants to avoid those same kind of misconceptions about herself, and how she comes around. I still think there's room to even go higher, so I'm not going to give it the highest. I'm going to give it an optic blast because it is very good. There's lots of great things happening, but I know things are just going to get more intense because this is kind of in the grand scheme of things, I feel like this is a side story. We went away from the Apocalypse plot that's like the overarching thing, and we got to focus on something that's a little bit more side story, just like the last episode. But all these little side stories are coming together to culminate in this big epic conclusion. So I think this is another stepping stone episode. So I'm going to give it it's an optic blast, but it's a well done optic blast. There you go.
All right, so today I get to be the asshole. I gave it a Magneto. And let me explain. This was an amazing Polaris episode. I love her in it. I love her for everything that Kevin just said. This was, for a character as complex as Danger, to use her as just a plot element to like further Polaris and Charles's story, I thought that could have been done better. I would have liked to see, like, I imagine if I'm Alan, my partner, if I'm Alan and have never read Dangerous, don't know anything about this character, is she going to be important to me? Probably not. So that's why I kind of like looked at it from outside of a fan's eyes. I don't know if this was done well on Danger's part. That's the only reason why I brought it down a little bit. Is that fair?
Which is fair.
Valid. Yeah.
I do really like Kevin's idea of it would have been cool to sprinkle in Danger a little bit. Like, I don't know how they could have done that in this season with them being lost in time, but like,
there's just a lot going on in general.
Yeah, this is chock full of shit going on.
They're doing so many storylines kind of coinciding and overlapping that I'm just kind of like, it's again why I'm like, as much as I do want them to cover some of the Grant Morrison era stuff with the drugs and with the Omega Gang and all of that, it's either all going to happen in one episode where they let Quentin talk for more than 2 seconds, and then he's like, and I'm on drugs now, and I'm going to throw over the school now, and then I actually got defeated, so I guess it's fine, and also the Stepford Cuckoos are dead now, it's fine, don't worry about it. And it all happens in 30 minutes, which it'd be cool to see it happen, but I do think, unfortunately, yeah, we do really at breakneck speed, at Quicksilver speed, seem to be going through some of these storylines, and it is a disservice, absolutely, to Danger because of that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, our previously on question is, do you think we'll see Danger return to X-Men 97?
Last year, Ryan would say yes. Because that's exactly what I said about Executioner. And yeah, Executioner has shown up a little bit more, but he basically had one episode. And I was like, if they make an action figure out of him, of course he's going to be more and more. So
And Danger didn't even get a figure.
I hear she might be in Wave 4, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Her and Polaris and Havoc, I think, are going to be joining Wave 4.
I just want the Grant Morrison era figures, please.
All right, let's wrap up our episode with a little Danger Room Divas.
Come on, Gambit, can't you make this program a little tougher?
Oh, it's no game, buddy. It's the Danger Room. It's where we train.
Danger Room Divas!
Simulation complete.
So, Salem and Kai, I'll need you to choose which one of you is going to participate. And Ryan and I have already decided we are putting up Kevin for tribute. So one of you will be going against our Kevin.
No.
His very first Danger Room
Well,
Diva
Kevin,
on
it's
this
on
side. Yeah.
It's one eye on either side.
Okay. So the way this works is first we're going to see which instructor you get, because that's going to inform us of what game you're playing today. Today we got Instructor Rogue. Oh, so this one will be fun. So we are going to spin for a random character, and you both have to tell us if this character were in a Disney movie, what would it be called? So
Okay.
since
Good.
Salem, since you are the challenger, you get to tell me, do you want the random character to be a hero or a villain?
Hero.
Hero. Okay, let's see who we get. So we got Storm. So Storm was in a Disney movie. What would it be called? I'll give you a few seconds here, and then if somebody feels like they're ready, you can go first.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hi ho, off to a Rocco I go.
That's good.
Cute.
That's good.
I would say,
What does Xavier call her at the beginning of the episode?
because
Or
of
no.
the headmistress of the elements. No, I think I'm trying to think. Man, this is hard. Okay, I'm gonna say the Mutant Queen, and it's all in the same. And I want the soundtrack to be done by the same guy who did The Lion King,
Elton John?
Okay.
Elton John. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
But
the
then,
Mutant Queen.
But then, just like the Snow Queen turning into Frozen at some point, they
Yeah.
just call it Rain. Like, they just
Yeah.
change it to a one word at the
They would
end.
have
Yeah,
to,
it's
especially
like
in certain
Frozen.
countries. You're right. They would be able to get away with that title. Yeah.
I think there's I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones. I'm just like immediately like wanting to see her grow. If she was in a movie, I'd want to see her growing up in Africa, because I feel like that's so much of and then moving all around and then joining the X-Men. I'd love to
Getting
see a
her
Hakuna
powers.
Matata style sequence
So,
where she's with the X-Men.
so then it's her in Africa meeting T'Challa for the first time. It's the goddess and the cat. And at some point, she gets cursed and turned into cats. And she and T'Challa have to go on adventures as cats.
Oh yes, yeah, and
Nice.
it's just Aristocats.
It basically becomes the Aristocats.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Cat of the Elements.
Beauty and the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Black
There you go.
Panther. I like that.
I like
Final
it.
answer. Final answer: Beauty and the Black Panther. Oh wait, I lied. I changed it one last time. Beauty and the Bast. There we go. Beauty and the Bast. That's it.
Oh,
Final answer.
All right.
Lock it in.
yeah. Lock it in. I like
Lock
that's
it
a
in.
good
That
one.
is the locked in answer. I like that.
All right. So next episode, we will be back with Savage Heart, Savage Land. Kevin and I kind of talked about this. Kevin kind of thinks maybe we're going to the Savage Land. Sean's kind of like, I don't know. Is this going to be the Colossus magic focused episode? And he's going to turn into an acolyte because magic dies. We'll see. We're getting close to the end here.
Mm-hmm.
We have what,
I'm
4 more
excited.
episodes, I think.
3.
3.
Three.
It's only doing 9. It's
Nine
only doing
after-
9 this season.
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
nonsense.
I believe
this
last-
interview with the vampire, I'm mad.
I think season 1 was 9 episodes as well, wasn't it?
10.
I thought it was 10.
It was
10?
10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
losing one every season until there's only one.
I don't know
episode
if
left.
I don't know if it's true, but I had read that episode 10 would have led us into Age of Apocalypse, but because
Apocalypse.
we're not going to go there, they cut it. So that's why we only have 9 episodes.
I
They
see.
literally said that after Doomsday, they do not want any other multi-universal things in Marvel right now. They're gonna
Man,
steer
I
clear
wanted to
of that.
see Mullet Cyclops so bad.
Wait till season
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
We'll get
Man.
it. We'll get it.
Like
yeah,
one
wait till
eye,
get
season
there.
5. We'll get it.
Less
Yeah.
an eye.
Well,
It's tragic.
this has been so much fun. We're so happy we got to have you both here, Salem and Kai. Thank you for coming on our
Thank you
pod.
for having us so
Yes.
much.
So much fun.
Always happy to talk about mutants.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially Quentin, right?
absolutely. Gotta love my pink mutants that are the worst.
Yeah.
I always love a character who's the worst, though. I'm not even shocked.
It's your type.
And where can our listeners find you?
Well, you can find us in person at Hella Comics in downtown LA if you want. Come say hi. Or you can find us online. I'm the Ghost of Salem on Instagram, and you're
And I'm barbaricteatime on everything.
on everything. I'm only on Instagram. Don't try to find me anywhere else. You won't.
Wait, it's
We'll
not
ghost you.
Barracuda?
It's
Not
not
Barracuda.
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 Or Barbara.
No, it's Barbara.
Barbara.
It's Barbara.
Again, I get called
Barbara
Barbara
G.
a lot.
I have witnessed people come up to Kai at cons and go, "Oh my God, Barbara!"
I love
I've
that.
started responding to it now, but the first couple times I felt bad. I was a real like, I have no idea who the
Who are you
talking about.
talking about?
Yeah.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Thank you. I was waiting for someone to say it. Yeah.
Yep. How about you, Ryan? Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at RYEORIO or find me in the Subbing for X comments.
And Kevin, the Seventh Horseman?
The Seventh Horseman. You can
I
find
love
me
that.
all over KGZ87. Find me on Instagram. Find me all over the place in KGZ. I love it. And also, you can see the final couple performances of Legally Blonde in Wisconsin. Go see it. Yeah, probably by the time you hear this,
I love
it's
how
going to be over.
confused, if we do have new listeners coming in and hearing you say that, they're going to go to KG7 and be like, wait a minute, it's a catfish.
I would like to think it's a reverse catfish. If you actually go to KGZ87, you're going to be more happy and more impressed. That's the secret that they don't know.
Stop.
Whatever.
Mhm. What about you, Sean? Where can they find you?
And you can find me on Shawnee Havoc or find our podcast on solvingforxmen.com.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, sexy X's, be well to each other.